Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you.
What's up? You like that? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fine Thursday afternoon here inside the studio. Couple of hours from going live here on a Thursday night, last show, best show, before I head to the national title down there in Miami. But because the college football calendar is an absolute you-know-what fest, here we are talking about new additions onto pivotal rosters. LSU adding a bunch of weapons and a bunch of new faces and new talents out there in Baton Rouge. Obviously, none more name-worthy and namesake than Lane Kiffin himself. We're going to take a look at his newest quarterback addition today in the form of Sam Leavitt. I take that back, not the newest, Hassan Longstreet, because you LSU Tiger fans will come to learn, as long as Lane Kiffin is there, you going to stack quarterbacks like you ain't never seen before. You never have enough out there. We're going to look at the premier one, though, the one that we expect to start out there for you Tiger folks today. Super excited to do this with you guys today. I should say up front, there's a lot here today that you're going to hear me say that it might sound like I'm negative on the kid. It might sound like I'm negative on the prospect. Most of what he is doing and a lot of what he is doing is going to get cleaned up by Charlie Weis and Lane Kiffin. I have a comparison, a player comp for this guy. I think Sam Leavitt is Trey Young. All right, you are a Trey Young guy. I think there are two sides of Trey Young fandom. There are, I will die for Trey Young. I'm good if Trey Young were to leave my football team because there are certain things, or basketball teams, rather, certain limitations, right? Trey Young, not great on defense, but going to get some buckets. He is a playmaker. That is what he is. I feel the same way about Sam Leavitt, to be honest with you. Sam Leavitt does things where you're like, oof, really? We just missed that bad? We just missed a back in the flat and spiked the one into the ground? And then the very next play, my God, he might hit a 39-footer from the logo. Like that is what the type of playmaker we're about to watch today. And he could beat some of the nation's best teams doing so. He did exactly that in the tape that we're going to watch against Texas Tech, arguably one of the best defenses in college football this year. Super excited to do this with you guys today. If you're new to the network, I'm Brooks Austin, more commonly known as the Film Guy. We got a couple of rules around here. If you aren't anything about the game of football, you must subscribe today. If you aren't anything about your favorite football team, you must subscribe today. If you have any fun at all today, you must subscribe. On the road to 100K. Hope you can get us there today. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. All right, as usual, Jonathan, you're on breaking news duty. Phone's on the desk. Let's shut up and let's get after the tape. First thing, if you're going to go play for Lane Kiffin in this system and what he's got going on, if you're going to go play for Charlie Weis Jr., you better have a quick, fluid, accurate motion. When your feet are in the ground, it better come out really, really quick. All right, now, I don't know if this is going to be the case at LSU, but it always was at Ole Miss. They couldn't really protect worth a lick. Like, quarterbacks got hit quite often. Also, we know about Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weis' system. Most of the times, teams just play man-to-man coverage and pressure the box anyways. So we better be ready to spit it out and get to some of those free access throws that Lane and Charlie are so great at getting the quarterback. So the first thing we got to see, Jonathan, is what does the stroke look like? Hey, yo, what does the throwing mechanics look like, particularly in the quick game set? This is a good look at it right here. It is really, really fluid. Now, we are a little bit of a ball tapper, Jonathan. You will notice on almost every attempt that he has, he'll do a little ball tap. I'm okay with it, always have been. It's a mechanic rhythm thing for most of these kids. Pat Mahomes is a ball tapper. So if you're an anti-ball tap guy, you're an anti-goat guy. So there's that. But we got a quick, accurate, RPO-able type of mechanical structure here, right? So my primary concern with Austin Simmons in this system, we talked about this last night. Super dippy down to 6, up to 12. Can't be that. Got to be 9, back to 12, in and out. Got to get it, okay? One thing I will note here, Jonathan, a lot of people, I know what the highlights look like, okay? I know what the YouTube, Twitter cut-ups look like, and when the edits and the, oh my God, Sam Leavitt stuff that y'all got out there. Great athlete, not a design runner. All right, it's going to take us 72 snaps before we pull one of these. All right, and it wasn't 72 snaps before we had a pull read. Do we all understand what I'm saying? I think he's a tremendous scrambler, a dynamic athlete that we have to spy on automatic passing downs, which impacts our ability to actually rush him, right? But this isn't like if you expected the Trinidad Chambliss run game coming over, I don't know if that's what it's going to be. So I just want you to know that first and foremost, okay? Like we said on the first note right here, he's got a good, quick flick. I think it gets in and out really, really quick and really, really firm, all right? I can't express how vital that is for quarterbacks nowadays in general, but for this system that he's going into. If you play zone coverage against Charlie Weiss and Lane Kiffin, the quarterback's not going to get touched. He's going to get the ball out really, really quick and accurately like this. They're going to have the answers pre-snap. So we got to see his ability to do this before we translate it into the next offense, right? Get into that quick game, identify the hook curls, zone windows, find your receiver, put it on his chest. Now we got a 3rd and 3 right here, and we get, like we're going to get when we get to LSU, man-to-man coverage, all right, and they're going to be somewhat pressuring the box. They're rushing 4, all right, they're spying number 13 here in the box. We got man-to-man coverage right here. We got man-to-man coverage, man-to-man coverage, man-to-man coverage, man-to-man coverage. Jonathan, do you see a single solitary rub anywhere? You see a single solitary switch release? No. You see a single solitary right now answer for the quarterback as he appears to the top of his drop? No. You know what he will have next year? All of those. All of those. Okay, so some of the bad that we're going to talk about today, we don't even got to worry about. We can go on to the next play because these answers will be solved for him when he gets to the next stop. All right? I think it's part of the reason why Hassan Longstreet's willing to sit, to be honest with you. We saw a Division II guy just go play what he did out there at Ole Miss. By God, give me a 5-star, see what he does. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we're going to get a ball tipped right here and throw it into a questionable window, but I didn't see what I need to see when we see pressure man-to-man looks, right, Jonathan? I want to see rubs. That's your whole job as the OC. Give him the answers, okay? Now, here's what I will say. This is 3rd and 13 right here, okay? This is a non-winnable down versus a pass rush like Texas Tech's, right? We know we're going to have to get the ball out of our hand. We know they're teeing up good, solid rushes, okay? My question to the quarterback right now, as they rush 4 and drop heavy into a too-high Tampa look, Jonathan, are we getting anything vertical to the sticks on this right now? No. The answer is no. Also, we're running really a one-man deep concept into 2 zone defenders. Do you see that right there? So when we come over here like he is right now, in my opinion, go ahead, baby. Give the ball right now, especially, again, where we're going next. Because where are we at right now is the offense. We're in the middle of the field. So 4th and 3 is at the next spot. We get to get aggressive and we get to go. So we need to learn how to play a little bit more on time right now. I want to see you give this ball up, in my opinion, right? I mean, again, hindsight's a lot of 2020 right here. You're a great playmaker. I know you are. But that pocket is squeezed, buddy. When we try to get north and south in it, we're going to get tackled. Get rid of the football. Live to fight another down, especially, again, at the next stop. And this is stuff that Charlie and Lane, again, will teach him. You got to know that 3rd and 8, middle of the field, is really 2nd and 8 where you're playing nowadays. All right? Because we go for it on 4th downs, middle of the field, inside of 4th and 3 or shorter. Okay? This is where the Winston Churchill biography notes started. So we're going to have to skip ahead right quick to play 11. But this is the thing. This is the one I tweeted out, okay? Hey, can't miss that one. Can't miss this one at all. You know what I think? I think we're going to have a propensity to do, at least in this football game. We're not an arm side misser, Jonathan. We pull the nose firm too hard across our body. All right, we're almost a cross-body misser throughout this football game. We start missing in front way more often than we should. But this is an absolute layup. By the way, we got to hit all the layups in the next system because the next system might turn layups into touchdowns, okay? So we got to occupy all of them. But this is why he's Trae Young for me. We just gave up a bad defensive possession, right? I mean, that's horrible. I mean, that's bad. We can't do that. And then we get the rock, dribble it down, pull up jumper from the logo. I mean, this is crazy stuff right here from a playmaking standpoint, okay? Willing to put your body on the line type of standpoint. They beat the nation's number 3 playoff team, okay, in my opinion, because he made 3 of these. That's all it took. It took 3 of these massive, big-time, let them hang type of moments from the quarterback for them to flip the script in this football game. All right, they have the lead majority of the time. Now, did their defense play firm? Absolutely, against a redshirt freshman quarterback there from Texas Tech. Absolutely. Things went their way defensively. But it's a game of explosives in college football, is it not, Jonathan? This is massive. The ability to do things like this, extend plays, be willing to put your body on the line, get your feet back in the ground, and flip 150 yards, I believe, to Jordan Tyson down there, right? That's big-time stuff. Actually, that's number 10. That's not even the first-round playmaker for them. See what I mean, though, with you're going to have these ups and downs as a fan. Okay, you're going to have this. You're going to go, that's rudimentary. How do we miss that? And then, wow. All right, it's not as bad as Mateer from a year ago, though. Mateer was mechanically, really, really flawed. I don't see a mechanical issue here. I don't know what it is other than we pull it a little firm onto our left side. Let's go to play number 18. So these are the things that I don't really know until I'm sitting in the room, but you have to sit here and ask when you break a film down, right? Okay, so here's the concept up at the top. We have one wide receiver whose job is to go cross the face of the safety as much as we possibly can because Jordan Tyson's trying to run this dig right in behind you. So we got to clear that window, right? So that's the concept we have going. Now, we missed this on the back left shoulder and almost had this ball picked off. I don't know if y'all can see that at home, but that ball's in the air floating towards the corner. Luckily, it hits the turf. But my question to you is, when you see things like this, you probably immediately assume this is an inaccurate football. No, right? It's on the back left shoulder. You immediately think it's an inaccurate football. And it may be. I have no idea. I assume it is. But what happens if the wide receiver broke his route off 2 yards short, right? And he's to the landmark a little bit earlier than he's supposed to be. All right, those are the things that we don't know at all. What I do like is that we got back to it, right? All right, I like that we got back to it, but how could we not? That's Jordan Tyson. You're going to notice another thing about him throughout this film study. I think the first habit we're going to have to break on him is how to learn how to work through full progressions and not just learn how to work to Jordan and then go through the progression. Do you know what I mean? I think that removes the fact, or it's going to remove that from the equation when he's no longer on our roster like he's going to be at LSU. It's been a while since Ole Miss or a Lane Kiffin offense has had a single solitary dude. They normally spread the wealth, right? That is a byproduct of their quarterback coaching and their offensive development. Did he catch that football? That guy is a freak. All right. I want y'all to take a good look at what we call a bracket ball right here. Now, the ball is on the right hash, so this makes this really, really tough. But you see this bracket coverage over here, right? Jonathan, we got outside leverage from the corner down on the bottom and safety leverage over the top on the inside. We are therefore bracketing on this channel is what we call this, Jordan Tyson, as you should. He's a dominant X receiver. Now, we're going to choose to throw this football anyways. Jordan Tyson's going to get outside of this outside leveraged corner. And if we're going to throw this ball, it has to be a hole shot, which means it has to be firm, it has to be thrown on time, it has to be thrown with anticipation and up away from both defenders. We float this sucker. We throw it late and we float it. In other words, we allow the safety to get our way back into the equation. We cannot do this in plus territory, all right? That is a turnover. It should be a turnover. It's a double negative on the call sheet, right, when we go to grade you as a quarterback. I want y'all to take a good mental picture of this because this kid is in-game coachable. That is very, very important. Can we take a mistake, change it in the middle of the game, and go apply it again? He's going to fix this a little bit later in the football game. Now, he's going to get help. The ball is going to be on the near hash, which means we probably shouldn't be throwing this to the far hash. I wouldn't recommend throwing into bracket coverage into the far hash, or from the far hash, rather. Earlier and flatter, though, if we are going to do it. Now, when we throw deep balls, Jonathan, all right, it's 4th and 1, and they're going to take an attempted shot right here. They're going to go play action. They got them beat. All right, we got double bender right here. We got double post on the front side off a heavy play action. We're going to get 2 one-on-ones. I'm okay with you taking the shot to Jordan Tyson. That's not really my problem here. My problem is we have 3 options when we throw deep balls in one-on-one, okay? We have what we call a strider dot. That's where we hit that dude in stride. That's a dot. That's as good as it gets, strider dot. The other option is to underthrow the football, which not ideal, but at least we have an option to work back to the football or draw a PI. Those are two options that are passable grades. One's a plus, one's a net neutral. And then there's an absolute no-no, right? What is the no-no? Overthrow. We cannot overthrow one-on-one deep balls. We cannot do that. If we do that, we've chunked the opportunity on a 4th and 1 to one of our best players, which is exactly what we do right here. We throw it super early, I'm with you, but we overthrow it by 7 yards. So much so that an Arizona State fan watching this today is probably like, whoa, that looks like a little bit of PI at the top of that route. I'm with you. He held him there on the hip, but this ball's 7 yards overthrown, so we get one of these calls from the back judge. All right, we get one of these, which is a non-catchable throw. All right, non-catchable football, hence the no PI call. We can't do that. All right, I first learned this from JT Daniels, to be honest with you. When I watched JT Daniels at USC, dudes would be running naked open. And I'd be like, why is he throwing that ball 5 yards under? Well, first of all, didn't have a huge arm. Secondly, never overthrow. I'd listen to him postgame. He's like, I will never overthrow a wide receiver down the field because we just chunked the possession. We chunked the opportunity. We can't do that, okay? All right, hey, 28 plays into the game. All right, we're in empty. This is going to be classified as his first statistical rush. It is a scramble. All right, so this was just to show you that, again, you're not getting some 12 carries a game design quarterback runner, in my opinion. All right. So we got this, right? Another one of these logo shots, another one of these, my God, did he really shoot that? Yes, he did. Okay. And I love this about him. And I love this about the pairing between him and Lane and him and Charlie. If the coach designed a winner, Sam's going to do everything he can to make sure the team has an opportunity to hit the winner, apart from overthrowing him every once in a while. But when I'm talking about, hey, Sam, like, I need you to either make a guy miss or hold the ball long enough to where when you let it go, you're going to get absolutely mollywopped. He'll be like, all right, coach, that's fine. As long as it looks cool when we score, I'm down with it. That's what we got going on from this kid, and I love that about him, okay? These are two of the 3 plays I felt like were absolutely monumental in this ball game. It's a double move on the safety. They know pre-snap they got the winner because the other safeties rolled down into the box. Do you see that? Okay, so now we know as we go to step on this corner's toe or the safety's toes, sell the corner, work back to the post. We know we got him beat. We know we got him beat right there as soon as he opens his hips and the quarterback is about to get into his throwing motion and launch that sucker. All right? So great job at the quarterback position. Great job at the wide receiver position setting up the safety. But a really good job right here at the quarterback position buying enough time and being willing to take cartoonish style hits and still give our guy an opportunity to go win the game. Now, here's what really scared me, and we're not going to show you because I'm not going to scare you a ton. They had a ton of possessions with the ball inside the 10, and they did not throw the football. They ran, field goal. Ran, field goal, ran, field goal. I think 4 possessions. I think they settled for field goals on 4 possessions. If you're not throwing the ball in the red zone at all, I worry about you worrying about what I think you're worrying about, which is the quarterback turning the football over. All right, so I didn't have I'm not watching 17 games of the cat. I'm not going to lie to you Tigers fans. So maybe we can redig it and like find the statistical data points on his red zone passing efficiency. The play calling against this defense either said that defense is too good to throw the ball against or we don't trust our quarterback to throw the ball against them. Got it? Got it. All right, let's move on. Let's go to play 40. Now, Jonathan, correct me if I'm wrong. He got hurt right after this football game. Is that right? All right, so around this time, I have no idea his injury status looking back on this at the point. So I have no idea if he's not keeping the football because he's hurt, but later on in the football game, he keeps it twice out of 3 plays. So I assume he's good to go, and we're going to see some stuff like this where, again, I think he's a dynamic scrambler. I think he's an elite playmaker. I think when he pulls the football down, he becomes a real problem, right? He makes guys miss. He finds creases in the defense. He finds good grass all the time as a scrambler. I don't know how, again, dynamic we become as a down-to-down ball carrier, all right? I personally, and you agree with this as well, I think Ole Miss fans watching this today, or LSU fans in the know that watched Ole Miss's offense this year and the last several years, that sucker was revitalized this year with Trinidad Chambliss' ability to run the football in design quarterback run, all right? He was their second best back at all times, And it's the best Ole Miss has ran the football in probably 3 years. And it really changed the way that they do things, in my opinion. So they might add some of it into him, knowing that, hey, not only is he maybe healthier than he was a year ago, but we're also got $1 million backup that was a former 5-star. Let's go to play 44. So I really do believe Lane, Charlie, Dane, the whole entire brainstem out there at LSU, I think they'll clean some of this stuff up. And it's hard to see what I'm talking about from the wide. All right, but I'll show you. They're trying to work a double move away from this bracket coverage, okay? Safety post-snap's going to roll over to Jordan Tyson, as he should. They're trying to run away from him. However, I believe the corner does a really, really good job of not allowing him to run back outwards, right? We're sitting underneath him, doing a good job there. However, we are going to have a winner working backside on this dig route, okay, from the number one receiver from the left side. All right, at the top of our drop right now, you can see Sam's already starting to work his eyes from back over here towards this backside dig. Now, we're going to switch to the wide, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. I think we hold a little too long on Jordan Tyson because, yeah, we should, right? We even give it a good fake and decide we don't like it. Now, when we come back to the dig, our eyes are already moving, right, Jonathan, but our feet have not. Our feet are going to be a little bit late, so much so that by the time we get there, look where our hips are. Our hips are all the way over here. This dig's working back over here, right? We should be with our platform back where our eyes should be, which is right here. So I think that hesitancy of giving our first round guy an opportunity to defy double coverage and then being a little bit late back to that backside, that stuff gets cleaned up by late spring, normally with Lane and with Charlie and with what they got going on in that offensive brainstem. There's a play, multiple plays of Trinidad Chambliss going from Division II to his first start going bing, bang, boom, and just boom, spitting the ball right out. Just so well coached. And I'm not saying they aren't. Maybe this is a him thing. I think this is exacerbated when we know our best player and our whole offensive structure is built off of zero. Agree or disagree? Mm-hmm.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a quick break to give a big time shout out to our friends over at Sleeper, our premier sponsor on the year, and they're doing a great job. The #1 place for daily fantasy and prop plays. Sleeper Picks is a real money product that connects friends over picks. Choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame, live, or even across different sports. Pick more than or less than the predicted stats. It's that simple. Over on Sleeper, you can get up to 100x payouts, share with your friends, and get rewarded together. Use promo code Brooks today over on Sleeper and get a 100% deposit match up to $100. That's sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Again, promo code Brooks on Sleeper gets you 100% deposit match today up to $100. Sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Terms and conditions apply. I want to give you a quick tutorial of how friendly and how easy it is over there on Sleeper today. We're going to scroll over to the college football tabs at the top right there, and then you can see we've got all the quarterbacks ready for their pass yardage with their total yardages set. We've got rushing yardages for both quarterbacks and running backs, receiving yards, all that good stuff, passing touchdowns. And here's what I am looking at today, guys. Looks really, really juicy. Jamal Haynes, half a touchdown total in this matchup this weekend against Oklahoma. Come on, guys. One place to be this year, Sleeper. Promo code Brooks. We appreciate those guys.
All right. So this has nothing to do with the system, though. This is on the cue. All right, hey, we see both linebackers right here in the middle. They're literally going to be right in front of our face as the ball is snapped. We should see them adding into the box, or at least that one. We should see him adding into the box, right? All right, so we should know, hey, maybe we should play hot here on the goal line. They're pressuring up. We don't have a lot of space to work with. He's already got leverage. Give him the ball now. All right, give him the ball now. I think what clouds him up is this guy from the right over here gets really, really jammed up by the player releasing him. So I think when we look over here, we have a good job. We're doing a good job of what we talk about all the time, keeping eyes in front. I think that's what moves him off of this, Jonathan. I think he panics a little bit because he sees a little red color right there in front of his intended target. If so, too late. We're already getting rushed. Is that David Bailey getting home? You already know. Same thing here. Okay, instead of panicking, all right, instead of freaking out back there, We're trying to work this double move to the tight end, Jonathan, out, up, just kind of very similar to what Oregon ran against Indiana on the last couple of film studies. On the backside down here, we have another option route. We're running switch releases over here, okay? So if I were in this situation and we're going to work here, I'd work here to here or here to here, right? Work the options against man-to-man coverage. We're going to work left. I'm okay with working the matchup to the tight end. As soon as you see this right here, we got to get off, right, Jonathan? We got to get off down to the bottom. Look at the bottom. But guess what? We're already kind of floating back into pockets. We're not climbing pockets. There's not much, but there's a little grass in there, class. We can work our way up in there and still compete down here to the bottom to our secondary slot option, in my opinion. Instead, he throws it up. Probably should have been a PI down there on number 13. A lot going on in here today, isn't there? I think we got plenty of time to work back here to this other option, Jonathan. As soon as we pump it, get our feet right back over here. Bam, snap over here, get your eyes to your secondary read, and we're going to win right there in the end zone. My notes say an elite +1 defender eraser, okay? So inevitably, when pass protection breaks down, this guy is going to take care of it. This guy is going to make people miss constantly. Look at this. He's an elite playmaker, man. When he gets off script, he's going to take a 3rd and 12, what would be a sack, and turn it into a 3rd and 7. And that is really, really important, again, on every offense, but really on Lane's offense. Because I get in 3rd and 4 midfield, I'm hunting, okay, because I know I might be going for it on 4th. All right, here's that bracket ball we talked about a little bit earlier, right? But hey, here's the main coaching difference is the ball was on the far hash when we threw this into bracket coverage earlier. Now it's on the near hash. But nonetheless, I said it's got to be firmer and earlier last time, right? Meaning it's got to be flatter on a flatter line so it can beat that safety working over the top. And it's got to be earlier so, again, it can beat that safety over the top. Watch this right here. This is on Tyson. This ball is thrown as good as it can be, as firm as it can be in the spot it needs to be. And it gets dropped because we go up with 1 instead of up with 2. I love to see adjustments being made by the quarterback on the same type of ball in the same football game. That's it right there, right? That's the ball we need. I need it firm. I need it flat. I don't need it arcing and leaving the screen. That's the way to throw into bracket coverage right there. All right, here's what I will tell you. 3rd and 6 right here. I do not think he will have to hold the football this long at his next destination. Okay, we get to the top of our drop, and there's not an eye looking at us, is there, Jonathan? There's not a single option for us. Let's work it just a little bit further, and we just now have a winner, right? We just now have a winner. Now, he's working to the sticks. That's great. We got a rub. I don't think we're ever going to have to hold the ball this long when we get to our next spot. But we're making guys miss left and right back there. Who cares if we do have to hold it that long? They do a really good job switching that rub at the top and a terrible job running it. You got to do something, Tyson, to work back across the face of that nickel defender or that slot defender. Okay, we almost act like we're blocking up here. We need to keep running our route. Do you agree, Jonathan? I take that back, OC. We're getting our rub that I asked for the last time I crapped on you. This is the stuff that, like, it really scares me, man. Like, we're back in our own end, and I think this is a really, really dangerous miss that I bet if you studied. Will you get me the stats on him from a completion standpoint? I'm not a stats guy. I'm a film guy. But the stats tell me that I highly doubt this is a super accurate and efficient thrower of the football. If you told me this guy was a 70% completion guy, it would blow my mind. It would make my hair stand up more than it normally is. What do you got?
2024, 61%. This past season, 60%.
Okay. Because of stuff like you see stuff like this on tape, okay? This is a bad miss. Like, this is a miss that could cost us football games. We're up 16-7 right now. We're trying to get another possession grinding out, and we're about to throw it back to the other team randomly. Now, again, don't know if this is a depth issue. I have no idea what their route tree is. I don't know what they're coached. What I think this is, Jonathan, I think this is Sam Leavitt trying to give eyes left to pull this underneath hook defender as far as he can this way instead of where he ultimately drops. Watch his eyes off the snap. They work left as the ball is snapped, and then he immediately comes back to his right where he knows pre-snap he's ultimately working. Okay, watch this. We're looking at our zone defenders over there. Can we get the play to actually run? Yeah, here we go. See our eyes working left? We're trying to hold number 13 there as long as we can because we know we're working back over here. But when we work back over there, I don't think we're ready to be accurate not looking at our target just yet. All right? Play number 72. Okay, play number 72. This is his first pull or first quarterback pull on an RPO all day. All right? And why is that important? It's the right decision. You see that, Jonathan? It's a really, really good decision. I'm cool with it. All right? Now, we get closed pretty quickly right here by number 13, but these Texas Tech linebackers are as good as anybody's that I've studied. So, again, not a pull-away guy as a ball carrier, in my opinion, in the run game. All right, 2 plays later, Jonathan, I think we get a little aggressive. We haven't pulled the football all game. We pull it and get 5 yards. I think we pull an explosive right out of the belly of the back right here. You tell me. I mean, I would throw my hands up and clipboard up if I saw this on tape on Sunday. Look at this. Do you see that? Do you see that crease right there for the back? Both of these defenders flat-footed, playing with outside leverage because they just saw you pull it a couple of plays ago. And, yeah, we pick up 2 yards right here. But, again, look at the tight right here. Look at the crease that the back has if we read it the way we're supposed to. Nine's doing a great job of playing both. But the moment we see that at the mesh point, it's a give. It's an automatic give. And if we give the football, oh, my Lord. You know what I mean? Now, here's what I will give credit for. It doesn't matter that you don't, like when you make this many plays. I felt this way to an extent about Lenoris if you ever get help. If you're this type of dynamic playmaker where there's 80 snaps in a football game and you play terribly on 35 of them, or you don't play very good on 35 of them at the quarterback position, but on 7 of them you're the best player, most unstoppable player on the field, y'all might win the damn football game because those 6 plays could flip it on its head. This is the dichotomy of it in this 2 minute to win this football game, all right? Texas Tech drives down, scores. They have to go score a touchdown to win, and that's exactly what they do. All right, watch this. We're going to watch the full possession. I have no notes on it. We're going to start it from the top, okay? They get it with 2 minutes left. He gets a good zone hookup right there with Jordan Tyson. Let's roll, let's roll, let's roll. Clock is running. Let's get right back on the football, see what the OC's got for us. All right, he's got another zone hookup down here in the flat for us. Uh-oh. Did we almost throw it the other way? Nope. We got tipped at the line of scrimmage, thank God, because we might have thrown it the other way. I don't know if y'all can see him because he's hiding out in the shadows, but that DB is driving down on that football. We would have been tackled inbounds, worst case, our best case scenario. Worst case scenario, it might have been going the other way. All right? So we made a good decision into a zone window and made a dangerous throw into a zone window. Let's go to 3rd down right here. 3rd and 4, clock is stopped. All right, we motion into empty. We're getting pressured up, right? We're getting absolutely heated up. Let's find a man win, shall we? Boom, great job finding the man rub right there as the quarterback. We got one from the OC, didn't we? We got a switch release. Number 1 pushed vertical. Number 2 ran a speed out right towards the sticks. Great job right there by the quarterback putting it on his face. We even got out of bounds. Great job. Clock is stopped. Let's see what we do continuously. All right, 1st and 10. We bunch up a little bit. Don't know if I love that. We like to bunch, though, to get to the sideline. That might be the intentions here. That's exactly what the intentions are. We tried to bunch to get a one-on-one to Jordan Tyson right there, didn't we, Jonathan? But here's my problem. What did we talk about earlier? We got 3 options for a deep route, right? Strider dot, perfect, or underthrown, overthrow. What can we not do? Overthrow. We cannot overthrow the guy. He's an NFL football player. Give him an opportunity. Put us back in 2. We throw this bitch out of bounds. We can't do that. Cannot do that. Now, am I sitting in the room? No. If I were, the OC might tell me, well, Jordan Tyson's gas, coach, because we're in 2 minutes, and I think he might quit on a route. I don't know. We don't know these things. But that to me looked like a pretty bad overthrow is what I would call that. Let's move on to the next play. 2nd and 10. I told you there's positive results in the end, so we know they score. Let's find out how they do. We overthrew one there. At some point, the dude's playmakerness must take over, right? Oh, another zone hookup. Great attempt after the catch to pick up the sticks. It's 3rd and 3. Clock is running. Maybe we burned a timeout. We don't know that from the all-22 standpoint. All right. Down set Hut. Back. Ooh. We about threw one again, didn't we? Oh, no. I know what this is. Okay, they're working double slants right here, Jonathan. All right, but I watched this earlier in the football game. I think, and this is brilliant if they are doing it, when we throw this double slant, this corner drives down really, really hard. The first time I saw it, they kind of coached this secondary slant to kind of break it off and almost work it like a whip. Once he breaks, you break out, and then there's nobody left to tackle you. Do you see that? Especially in a 2-minute trying to work to the sideline. I think that's what we're doing here. So this looks like a really, really bad miss. I didn't show you the clip of it earlier, but I watched it on film over and over again going, what in the hell is that wide receiver doing? That's what they're doing. A lot of teams running double slant ends. I think Kenny had put a whip on the back of this, which again, look at all the grass if we actually hit it. So it looks like a really, really bad miss. It was not, I don't think. Okay, next play, 4th down. Big play right here, 4th and 3. Got to have it in a game time or a 2-minute situation. They're bringing pressure. They drop one. Here comes the playmaker. Again, you don't have to play perfect if you're going to be, Trae Young. You don't have to play perfect. If you're just going to be a baller, if you're just going to make massive explosives every once in a while because we can't really predict your franticism, we can't really predict how frantic you are, you're still a problem. Now, I don't know if you're going to be a problem on Sundays, but you damn sure going to be a problem in Lane Kiffin's system, okay? 55 seconds left. Let's see how he closes. We got to get Tyson another touch at some point, right? Right on cue. All right, so we got a speed out right there to Tyson. Tried to work it again. Oof. Oh, no, we draw the PI. That's what we do down here. I remember taking the notes on this. Texas Tech was just willing to die on the man-to-man hill in this 2-minute possession. I guess there's no way to win if the results are bad, because everybody's going to absolutely eviscerate you if you play prevent. No need to watch this from a quarterback's perspective. They run the rock in. I did love the decision to put the ball in the air towards Tyson when he realized cover 0 down there in the red zone, because how else are we going to get the PI if we don't draw everybody's attention to it? What'd you think?
I could see why Lane Kiffin likes him.
I could see why Lane Kiffin loves him. Again, all that, it doesn't really matter if you can't fulfill progression for Lane. He's going to give you the answers. Charlie's going to give you the answers. They're great at that. Super excited to see what he looks like in a Tiger uniform. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out. Love you. Bye.